Welcome again to Bake Your Way Kitchen. On today's video I'm going to show you how to make a cookie square. These are not what you think they are. It's not just a chocolate chip cookie dough recipe in a baking pan, cut, slice. No, this is an incredible, chewy, delicious dessert. And it's all ingredients that you have. It's just so well done, and it's actually one that that my aunt showed me last year that she got from a friend of hers that's been in the family forever. This particular recipe, if you do it right, you get a nice chewy cookie, it's absolutely phenomenal. The first thing you'll need to do is get your oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius, and then you can grease or prepare a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. I don't have that out yet, but I will. What I've got right here is just two ingredients so far. I just wanted to introduce you to the first two because I'm going to use this electric mixer for the rest of the work after. I'm going to be beating egg whites, so I figured I'd do it first, get it out of the way, because you need a clean bowl whenever you're working with egg whites. So I've got one egg white in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat this till it's frothy, and once it's frothy I'm going to be gradually adding 1 cup 210 grams of brown sugar. Now and what you're going to look for is stiff peaks. So I'm going to start by mixing it. This might be a little loud. Alright, so as you can see, the egg white is nice and frothy. I hope you can catch that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat this a little bit slower and gradually add in a little bit of brown sugar. Once it's all incorporated, I'll just put it up to about medium speed. So I'm just going to be gradually adding this in until it's all in. You'll notice that the egg white really develops a lot of volume just by adding in the sugar. Careful about your hands. I got my hands a little close there. As you add it in, you can add more. Now I've got it all in. And that's pretty much... Alright, I'm just going to give this a quick scrape down. And then I'm going to mix it for another few seconds and it should be ready. Alright, so this is what you're looking for. It's pretty stiff. It's a little on the loose side. That's okay. But you can see it's pretty incredible. That's just one egg and a little bit of brown sugar, and it goes a whole long way. So what I'm going to do is transfer this now to this container here, because I am going to be using this bowl for the rest of the ingredients. So I'll be back to show you how to make the rest of the recipe. In the meantime, I would recommend covering these egg whites until we need them. You can either leave them at room temperature now, or you can put it in the refrigerator. That is up to you. Because this recipe is pretty quick though, I'm probably just going to leave it out. Alright, so now we're ready to move on to the next step. So what I've got in my bowl here is half a cup of half a cup of butter that has been softened at room temperature, and I'm just going to cream that for about 20 seconds. Whoa, I'm haven't seen it make that squeaky noise in a while. So now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 cup of brown sugar. And I'm going to give that as well as our vanilla. And I still have to go out and buy a new vanilla. I'm right now at the bare bottom, so I got about just a little bit there. And I'm going to add in 1 egg and 2 egg whites, and this is what will help contribute to that richness in this really delicious dessert. So we're going to give this a quick beating and basically mix to combine until it's a little bit fluffy. Just gonna quickly scrape down the sides here, make sure we get everything. Go. And then I'm gonna add a quick mixer. Alright, that's looking fantastic. So now what we're left with is the dry ingredients. So now be careful, we don't want to build this up too long. I've got, for my dry ingredients, I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1.5 cups of flour. So I'm going to give this, just mix it to combine. In fact, just pulse it, kind of, or as soon as it combines, stops, because we need to make sure that it doesn't get overmixed. Oops. I was simply doing that to get all the mixture off of the little whisk attachment. So I'll do the rest by hand. There we go. It smells very good. And we've got our base. So we've got our base and we've got our topping, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to assemble, and I'll show you what to put in the middle. Alright, so we're ready for final assembly, and so what we're going to do is basically we're going to add our base layer into this 9x13, which, by the way, I apologize, this parchment paper, I'm at the end of my roll, so it's kind of messy. But anyway, so we're going to drop this in. It's a very smooth batter. So make sure you get it all. We're going to need every little bit of it, because we're going to be spreading this out, and this could take a little bit of time and patience. It shouldn't take too long. You're going to spread a nice thin layer of your dessert, and you just simply use your fingers and just continue to spread until it's evenly spread out. So as you can see, I've got it nice and laid out here. So now for the middle layer, before we put our top layer that we were working on earlier, I've got a few special things here, and this is where you can kind of, it's all baking your way. You kind of can mix up the ingredients you want. I've got a handful of pecans here, and I've got half a cup of Score toffee bits. I don't know if you guys have it where you are from, but just look for toffee bits. We call them Score bits here in Canada. So there, and then I've got probably about 60-70 grams of white chocolate. And just give that a quick mix all together, and this is going to be our filling ingredients. There's nothing else. Just so you know, for the pecans, what I did was I put them on the stove and toasted them just in a skillet, no oil or anything, for about 5 or 6 minutes, just until they really develop some color and that flavor, like you can really smell them. Anyway, so now what we do, now that we've got that, is simply pour it over the top. It doesn't need to be perfect. You can kind of fix it. But try to press in the chocolate and stuff, because we will be putting a topping on. and we want to make sure we can do it without losing our consistency with our layers. So try to get the pecans and the large bits of chocolate evened out. And as I mentioned, you can really play around with what exactly you want to use for your filling. You could even use chocolate chips. As this is a cookie square, it'd be very fitting. Just simply spread that out. There we go. That's plenty. So there we go. Just give that a little press down so that stays put. Alright. Sorry, I just wanted to get a screenshot for that to put on the website later. Alright, so now what we do, here's the thing. So this is our egg white sugar mixture. So what I like to do, just to get this organized, is put dollops in different areas. And the thing about this recipe, if you do use score bits, you will notice that some of the score bits will pick up a lot, and you might see a bit of them on the top layer. So if you don't like that, you might not want to use the score bits. But you kind of just initially just want to spread it as evenly as you can, so you don't need to do that much spreading. That will mean that it'll be more consistent. The layers will come out a little better. So as you can see, I finally managed to lay it out. It does take a little time and patience, but eventually you will get it. You might feel, oh, it's going everywhere, it's making a mess. Just keep at it. I would recommend when you're doing this to use an offset spatula to make sure that you get everything evened out, because that can get into the corners. Anyway, so this is ready to go into our oven, finally. So now it's going to go in for somewhere in between 20-30 minutes. Basically what you're looking for is a toothpick coming out of it will come out. The toothpick will come out clean. It'll develop a little bit of color, and I'll show you what they look like once they're done. I've let these cool down a little bit, and as you can see, they're very fragile. The top is very crackly. I probably should have let this cool a little bit more. I recommend once it's done, letting it sit for probably about 30 minutes to 40 minutes, but I couldn't wait. I really want to try a piece, so I'm going to attempt to take one of these out. They're still so soft, so it's going to fall apart, but if you're patient, unlike me, it won't fall apart. So I got a tea here, but I'm just going to put this on the side here. Yeah, it's still so soft from the oven. Alright, let's give this a go. Alright, I'll tell you how it is. That's really nice. It's very chewy, and it's the flavors. I love the flavor of the toffee bits and the white chocolate. 2 thumbs up. Let me know if you make this recipe, how you vary it, or how it works out if you do it the same way. It's definitely one of my favorites. You have to be a real cookie lover, I think, to like it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.